Hey guys, I'm back after 1.1, 1.0 messed up all the aerodynamics. But luckily, I'm back and I'm doing, yes, a voiceover. Now this aircraft you see, though you may not recognize it, is the ME-262, but the propeller version, that was the very first version in 1944. So, I'm actually going to fly this and show you how well it flies. Same airbase as last time. So, very quick takeoff as you can see, a bit shaky. Very fast, well actually it's going average since this update. Maneuvers better than I thought it would. The ME-262, as you can see, that nose cone does not like it at all. And the G meters freaks out every time you take a turn. The aircraft has no guns because it was experimental. But what it did have was a propeller. That's all I can think of. Cockpit was pretty nice. I won't be doing a height and speed test, even though it looks like I'm doing it, due to the danger of it ever since this update. I'll see if I can get you the top speed, like, after the video, in a scenario where I probably explode my aircraft due to high speeds. Now let's get back down. With an exploding nose cone. 246 meters per second on that dive. If it wasn't 1.0, I'd say, nah, that's still slow. So yeah, I should note that this aircraft is the least taxiable aircraft I have flown. And for some reason this aircraft has this habit where it slows down a lot during landing. It's like it has air brakes, but it really doesn't. We drop it. Here we go. 6, 15, 14, 13 meters per second, 10 meters per second, and we landed like a tail sitter, even though we're supposed to be sitting like the other way. So yeah, that was the experimental prop version of the ME-262. And now for the part you actually cared about. The ME-262 jet. Very fast. Also extremely hard to land. So we're about to take off. And now we are taking off. Now, this will go exactly like the last video, only last part of the video, only this will actually demonstrate the guns. Trust me, these planes, for whatever reason, have a lot. Apparently, Germany's logic was always more guns, because you could never have enough guns. Except for that time they made a gun so big that they couldn't aim it. That one was a bit of a derp. So, as you can see, it can turn really well, actually. Kind of loses all its speed, though. Wait, it just accelerated while turning. What? Oh well. It's pretty fast, too. I've measured this thing going 270 on the way to the airbase. So it's pretty fast. So for guns. You see this? That is 4 30 millimeters. They just had to have this many machine guns. Why? Because they just do. So, watch. That is a lot of gun. Mind you, it overheats really fast for some reason. Now, in real life, these guns weren't effective past 600 meters, which, if you actually played this game, is like no distance at all. So, we'll have to land now. So, now the main thing with this aircraft is that it's a bitch to land. But don't worry, I can land it, I think. So, here we go, here it goes, here it goes. Up. Now, all I have to do is land as slowly as possible. Because this aircraft has a tendency to roll on its engines when landing. That has to be the most annoying thing an aircraft has ever done. But hey. Here we go. We can do it. Can we do it? We did it. We landed. And there is the actual part of the video you watched. Stay tuned for more. Ever thought your ME-262 wasn't fast enough? Well, the Germans did too. So they made the ME-262C3, in which they completely replaced the engines with rockets. Because why not? So, we're going to take off just to show how fast this is. You need to take off slow or else you'll smash your tail into the ground horribly. Now, once you do take off, you're free to fully blast the engines like mad. Now, once you do fully blast the engines like mad, you're good to go. It flies somewhat like the jet version, except it's a lot faster and it's a lot less stable. So yeah, that's fun. So that's the only difference really. This thing can go about, is averaging in the 300s, which is about 100 meters per second faster than the jet version. Accompanied with the same weapons, the 4 30mm guns, I'm pretty sure there isn't much that can run away from you. Mind you, there's a lot that can beat you in a dogfight. So, that's all I have to say about this aircraft, really. So, let's land. Oh boy. I just noticed I'm going awfully fast for landing. Such as flying a rocket plane. Whose idea was this anyways? Doesn't rockets use up all their fuel like really fast? Why don't you just run out of fuel in like 2 seconds? Oh boy. Here we go. We're landing. At least it's better at landing than the last one, the jet. And there you go. So here's the ME-262 lore. In case you're wondering what they are smoking when they made this, Germany had an extremely strict anti-smoking policy, so they weren't smoking anything when they made this. The aircraft requires a much larger runway than the previous bunch for some reason. So, note that. I can't go on the other airfield because the runway is too short. This aircraft is a whole 50 meters per second faster than the rocket version of the ME-262. but much, much less maneuverable. So there isn't a lot to say of this aircraft other than that was actually a ramjet, and that was a turbojet. It was a very odd idea. So, I will be landing if I can slow down. Ever. Note, slowing down is not always easy. Also, this thing stalls at about 40-50 meters per second for some reason. Oh, here we go. It's very difficult to actually try and land this thing in one area. But I think I did it before. Pull up, pull up! We're lucky. That should have blew us up. And just keep pulling up while landing until you stop. And hit the brakes over and over again. It will help us land a lot. And we have landed, I think. Yeah, we definitely have landed. Yep, that's a landing. Germany would be proud of this landing. So now I'll show you how to actually use this thing in a combat situation correctly. Like all the Veridons, not just this one.